Do you have trouble making time just for you? Are you always last on the list of priorities? Did you want to do something really fun or creative today, but before you knew it, the day was over, or you were really exhausted, either physically, mentally, or both, and there just wasn't the ability to get that really fun thing done? So then this episode might be of help. Let's dive in, because we'll talk about why we as caregivers are living in a free time deficit. And I've got 5 strategies that might be helpful to help you carve out some good time for yourself. I'm Teresa. I have an adult daughter who has a developmental disability. She lives with me and my husband. I'm one of her caregivers. She requires assistance in all her needs. So our life is really busy, as is yours. And we know that free time is something most adults don't have, let alone if they're caregivers. There's just so much that we have to do, so many scheduled things, that having free time in which you can just sit, explore, think, it's so hard to get it to happen. But why do we need that free time? It's actually really important. Downtime is really important for our brain health. Our brain needs periods in which we are not bombarding it with stimulation. We are not engaged in some kind of task. The brain needs a downtime period so that it can process information that has already come in. It can also integrate that information with prior experiences. It can help you lay down new long-term memories. It can also help you come up with creative solutions to problems. You just need that brain space to be able to do those kinds of activities. So that's one of the reasons why it's harmful to be so fully scheduled. Being really fully scheduled can drain your brain as well as your body. And we know that caregivers are at increased risk for physical and mental problems because of the load that they carry on a daily basis. Many caregivers have stress, anxiety, depression. So it's really important for us, while we are caring for someone else, to think about how to care for ourselves. And I know you're living in a free time deficit. So you're going to say, wait, how am I going to do that? So let's think about, what are some of the problems that cause us to not have this free time? One of the big ones is that we don't control our time. Someone else is always coming before us, and these people have lots of needs. We may need to feed them, prepare their food, take care of their hygiene. We may need to shop for them. We may have to deal with health insurance and other bureaucracies. It's a ton of stuff. It is a life of to-dos where that to-do list is never empty or all crossed off. Is this you? I know it's me. My daughter has a waiver from the state where we live, but I have to manage it. The waiver pays for a lot of her services, not all of her services, but a lot of them. But I'm the one who has to manage the timesheets. I have to contact her support coordinator. I have to make all her doctor's appointments. I have to go to them with her. Then I have to do all the follow-ups. I have to order all her supplies. It really is a full-time job. She's almost 37 years old, so I've been doing this in some form or another for almost 4 decades. And when I think about it, all of this caregiving was certainly easier to do when I was younger. When I look around at my peers, most of them are no longer in the caregiving phase. But my life has not changed. I don't have an empty nest, and I imagine you don't either. So we're caregiving long after our bodies and our minds were meant to be freed of that. So let's think again about control. We have all these to-dos that we have to do for someone else. And it's so hard for us to manage all of that and get our schedule back in control. But we know we need that free time because it's restorative. And if we're not in good physical or mental shape, then that also can hurt the person we love who we're caregiving for. We need that restorative time. So let's dive into some strategies. So number 1, and I'm going to say this and you might groan, when I say you might think about getting up earlier. I know what you're going to say, probably. You're going to tell me you don't get enough sleep as it is. And I hear you because my daughter doesn't sleep through the night. So a lot of times I'm up during the night. So how could I possibly live better on less sleep? But there is so much written about how getting up early and having some free time in the morning can benefit your soul as well as your body. And we're here for both. So how about you try this? Set your alarm for 30 minutes earlier than the time when you know you're going to be needed. But here's where I go a little bit different from what you hear from most people who write about getting up earlier. Because they're going to tell you to fill that time with something really wonderful like journaling or exercise or meditation. But what I'm going to say to you right now is don't fill it at all. Don't make a plan. Don't think that you have to do something else, even if you know it's a good thing for you. Why don't you just try getting up a little bit earlier and then see how it goes? Treat yourself to your favorite drink, whether that's coffee, tea, water, juice, whatever. And then just be in yourself, be in your mind, be in your body, wherever you want to be for that 30 minutes of time. You can sit inside or outside. Yes, it's good to go outside and sit in the sun, but you don't have to. You really don't have to do anything other than just have that restorative time for yourself. You might find that once you get used to doing this, you might say, hey, this is a good time for me to do something like meditation or a craft or reading. But in the beginning, I think giving yourself that quiet thinking time when absolutely nothing is scheduled can turn into something really special and eventually productive if you want it to be that way. For now, let's try to train yourself to be in yourself, just in your soul. Just enjoy yourself. Revel in how wonderful you are, how capable you are, how strong you are. Hey, think about how cool you are, whatever. How creative, how strong. This is your time. It's a time for you to just enjoy being by yourself, with nothing on the to-do list. How about we go on to number 2? Let's try delegating some tasks to others. Either ask a family member or a partner to do something for you, to take on a role, or even pay someone. I know there's lots of people who are in our lives who say, hey, please let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Recently, I heard a great suggestion. Make a list of things that people could do for you, and they can be very small, like cleaning out your spice drawer of old spices, taking out your trash, vacuuming your living room, to something much bigger like shopping for you or watching your loved one for you for an hour while you take a walk or a nap or go to the spa, whatever. Make a real list, because if someone is genuinely asking if they can help you, a great gift to them is to say, hey, if you're up for it, I've got some ideas. And then let them see what you've thought about. And they really might be able to take on one or more of those things. And you end up feeling better, and so do they as well. If you just have a task that you'd like someone else in your family to take on, take a look and see what someone else can do. For example, laundry. I always used to do the laundry, but I found that it takes a lot of time. So several years ago, my husband took on that task. I asked him to do it. He needed some help in figuring out, all the rules, separating, how you treat all different kinds of fabrics. But guess what? He does it. He does it all on his own. He knows it's an essential part of helping keep our house running well. And so he takes a lot of pride in it. And it's one thing off my plate. But here's something really important. If he's in charge, that means I'm not in charge of it. So I don't correct him. I don't look over his shoulder and say, hey, how come you're doing it this way? How about do it that way? If he wants help, he'll ask for it. But otherwise, hands off. It's a healthy way to look at the task that he's taken on. I've delegated it to him, and now it's his. It's very freeing for me, and it also creates some nice harmony when we're not overseeing a job that we've given to someone else. Number 3, think about something that you can stop doing that won't impact your world in a negative way. Do you really have to take all those clothes to the dry cleaner? Do you really have to iron those shirts? Maybe you can just spin them in the dryer and just hang them up. When you find yourself doing something that's particularly onerous, think about how necessary it is. Maybe it can be simplified or it can be deleted altogether. And if your budget allows, think about hiring a house cleaner. Every other week is usually fine, and they do the deep cleaning of the kitchen, the bathrooms, which allows you just to do the basic lighter things in between their visits. And a clean house is a happy environment in which to live and can make everyone feel good. It makes me so much happier that I find that it's worth to take the money that it costs and dedicate that in my budget to cleaning. So if you can do it, good luck. I hope that it'll help you. And now, before we finish the list, if I can just ask you, if you find this content relevant, please hit that subscribe button to help me build this community of Silver Caregivers. It means so much, and it's key to helping other like-minded people find this channel. Thanks for that. So now, on to number 4. Simplify one routine. See if you can find a shortcut on a task that you do regularly. For example, cooking large amounts of food on the weekend so you have lots of leftovers that you can just heat up very quickly to make meal preparation easier. Sometimes in the winter, I cook a big pan of baked oatmeal because my daughter loves it, I love it, and I can jazz it up with fruit or nuts, make it interesting. And I put the whole pan in the fridge, and then we have breakfast for the whole week. On the weekend, sometimes I'll make a big pot of chicken soup with vegetables. I know then we have a healthy lunch available for everybody in the house for most of the week. Not having to think on a daily basis about what you need to make or what you need to shop for really can free up a lot of space in your brain and lighten your load. Number 5, if you haven't done this already, put your regular bills on auto pay. Any regular bills you get, mortgage, rent, utilities, car payments, student loan payments, credit card payments, put them on auto pay. It takes some time up front, but saves you loads of time on a regular basis over the course of the month. If you need a reminder that, this amount is coming out on this day, just jot it down on your calendar. And then you are freeing up so much space in your head. You also are not going to end up paying late fees, and you're going to lower your costs for stamps, for envelopes, things like that. So try to put everything you can on bill pay, auto pay. So anyway, those are 5 strategies for you to make more time for you, which you need. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these and any other strategies that you might be using to reclaim some really important time. So let's learn from each other. Please comment below, and I'll be sure to read each and every comment. And then also, if you'd like, let me know what topics you'd like to hear about in the future. I really look forward to reading your comments. And remember, you are important. Please find some time and space for you this week. Thank you.